We're talking an extraordinary level design. This game, let me just say this first of all. This game is hard as fuck. This game is so hard.
Hello everyone, this is Anthony from PSBlue, and we've got some big news. That's right, Crash 4 is the PlayStation Plus free game of the month for all tiers. In honor of this, I'm pulling from the vault. This clip is from episode 2 of our weekly podcast, where Vinny gives a glowing recommendation of the game in his 4-year consideration segment. That's a segment that plays on the show every week, where we suggest a game to each other and get back with our thoughts. So without further ado, stay here to find out why Crash 4 is our favorite PS Plus title this year.
So spoiler free, this game is awesome, man. What a pleasant surprise this game was. That's why I'm so excited about this part of our podcast. We get the opportunity to play games that that maybe we missed, or we just didn't even know about. You know me, I'm a huge platform fan. I said that in our top 10 games list, that's my favorite genre of game. And this game just pleasantly surprised me. Not just pleasantly. I mean, we're talking top tier platforming here. We're talking an extraordinary level design. This game, let me just say this first of all. This game is hard as fuck. This game is so hard. This game is insanely hard, and I won't get into spoilers, but if you're going into Crash 4, brace yourself, because this game is one of the hardest platformers, if not the hardest platformer I've ever played. It is so it is unforgivingly brutal, this game. Could you imagine if you were just a longtime fan? What a love letter this must have been to Crash fans. This game, man, from a level design perspective, it is so... First of all, the game's beautiful. It is a gorgeous game. Graphically, it looks like... I love this sort of style that we're kind of getting into with games like Ratchet and Clank and now Crash. Obviously, I think they did the Spyro Reignited trilogy, that sort of graphical fidelity of you feel like you're in a Pixar movie. This game is basically that. It is so stunning, this game. It is almost distracting how some of the settings that you go to, you're almost looking at the backgrounds and you forget that the game is hard as shit and you're dying all the time because you're distracted by the background. That happened to me throughout the entire game. That would happen to me. This game you have a smile on your face the entire time that you're playing it. One thing that this game does that I wrote down, it makes you feel like you're really good at it at times, and then 2 seconds later, you'll feel like you're shit at it. You're terrible at it. It makes you feel like you're amazing 1 second, and it does a great job of that because you're in a rhythm, you're flying through these levels, and the next second you're dying 20 times to the same person. This game is an exceptional platformer, man. Essentially every level presents you with an obstacle, and then it builds off of that initial obstacle. It kind of stacks things, so to speak. It goes, okay, here's an enemy that explodes, when you touch it. Well, now all of a sudden he's flying at you, and also here's an element that we showed you 2 levels ago that's going to be incorporated, and so on and so forth. And it kind of builds to something that's really special, man. I think that this game, it has certain... It's going to sound like I'm going to sound like I'm nitpicky because I want a Crash 5 so bad. I'm a massive Crash fan after playing this. There are certain elements that I think that could be improved, and I'm actually curious if you had this problem, because I don't even think that this is something they can improve on, and perhaps this is something that's been an issue with me and Crash throughout my childhood. Did you feel at times that maybe the 3D, when the game would go to 3D, that it was maybe a little off, that you were missing platforms that you shouldn't have been missing? Is that something that's normal? Was I the only person that's feeling this? I couldn't get over sometimes that I would die. It's because I'm just missing these 3D obstacles because I don't have a good sense of where I am on the map. Is that something that would happen to you from time to time?
There's definitely in all of the games some sort of a transitional... I don't know how to explain it properly, but you definitely have to feel that transition out when you go from 2D to 3D, and I think that that's part of the challenge. I don't think that you're doing anything where it's glitching, in my opinion at least, where the game's glitching or you're missing a jump because the jump button didn't work. I think it's more of just your brain adjusting from going from 2D to 3D. And that's part of the game, as far as I can understand it. As far as, in my opinion, I would say.
Yeah, that was just something that kind of stuck out to me, particularly very early on. That was prevalent. I think as you kind of play the game, you get used to those aspects of the 3D platforming. You get used to, how far Crash jumps, and it does a nice job of kind of, having that circle underneath Crash. I don't know if you remember, but it'll kind of highlight where he's going to land. So you have that sort of that sort of that help from the game developers, but that's another aspect of this game too that stood out to me. I thought I beat it like 4 times, and this game kept going. I'm like, holy shit! There's so many levels in this game, and it is great, and it's a lot of fun. It's very charming. It is, and it's just so funny. I think me and you would mutually agree here. If we were kids and we had this game, oh my goodness, this would be a classic, right? We would be talking to this in the same breath that we talk about Donkey Kong Country, and I think this is top tier level platforming. I firmly believe that, even with its minor, even with the issues with the 3D platforming that I would have from time to time, that's not anything particular. Like you said, that's nature of the beast. That's just based on the game. There's nothing that Toys for Bob could really do about that. I don't necessarily think there is a fix for that. But man, this game is outstanding. I don't want to give it a number grade. I know we're not doing number grades, right? I don't want to give it a number grade. Guys, go play Crash 4. This game is amazing. I can't say enough good things about it. I think anyone that probably has played this game has been pleasantly surprised at the very least. It would be hard to not enjoy yourself while you're playing this game until the last 2 worlds. Then you're going to start throwing your controller at the wall like I did. I swear, man, I was getting so frustrated. I really was. I was getting really mad. I'm like, this is so, I had to step away from the game for a little bit. I'm like, it was so it is punishing, those last 2 worlds. It's punishing. I really did. I love this game. I cannot wait for Crash 5 now. I think both of us are on the same boat there. Please make a Crash 5 and make sure Toys for Bob is doing it. They have earned every bit of it. There is not a level in this game that doesn't impress me in some